Good rising, brethren. This is Big Judah coming to you guys in California. Before I begin, give all praise to the Most High Yahweh. Acknowledgement to the earthly mother. Who is wisdom? Who is the Holy Spirit? Acknowledgement to Yahweh Shai. I pray the Most High blesses this lesson this evening, gives more knowledge and understanding of the events of the past, in order to understand events that are currently happening on the earth, so we get a much better understanding of the things that are soon to come on the earth. Brother, we're going to hit them with the old 1-2 right now. 1-2 punch right here, and just show you how all these events that they keep on just pushing and pushing and pushing, the Most High is exposing that they're not even thinking about fulfilling prophecy. Most High has put prophecy in all these different books, in these different areas, all these places that they have said that they do not accept. They only accept the Bible, but they don't accept the book of Enoch, which was way before the Bible. And it's actually, the Most High made it so that books in the Bible will be referring to these other books that they don't even claim to accept. And, the separation has been here for a few years, where we have not been looking for Gentile approval. But you're going to see that this information talking about the depths of the earth and the things that are, in the subterranean levels was talked about by our forefathers, was talked about by Enoch, and plays a huge role in last day prophecies. This is how, you know that we are at the end. Like I said in the last video, the other nations, they're going towards a brick wall at 100 miles an hour. And instead of hitting the brakes, they're mashing that gas. That's exactly what they're doing. Now I was listening to some Gentiles talking about, it seems like, the Russians and, and the Europeans are starting to, turn away from war. The Europeans are starting to backtrack and not want to fight with Russia and the cooler heads are prevailing. I was like, yeah, you wish. Trust me, they're going to be right back on that war path, that war footing. They never got off of it. They might give you this weekend right now to kind of feel a certain way, thinking that things are going to get better. Trust me, it's not. And you're going to see how this understanding about the subterranean levels, the books that are down there, the information, the knowledge, that's all a part of prophecy. And it also exposes, the ones that have made covenants with the priesthood of Mahan, because they have been confederate in keeping this information a secret. They've all been confederate in keeping the information about what's underneath the ground, what's in the subterranean levels, a secret. All of them. And like I said, so it's just amazing. So you're going to be able to see, like the Most High kind of like lets them, put the noose around their neck and lets them, get up on the stool and lets them jump off the stool and hang themselves. Because now you're going to see the ones that were actually been led by the Most High and the ones who have been, led by the priesthood of Mahan. And you'll be surprised. That's why you got to sit back and judge the spirit. That's why you cannot be looking at people and just looking at how they look and thinking that, he looks like this, so he's for sure this. He's an Israelite. Oh, he looks like this, oh, for sure he's a Moabite, or he's a Hamite, or he's a, an Israelite. It doesn't work like that. Okay? So let's check this out. You're going to see some stuff right here, crazy. The secret of the Illuminati, and you can tell how the churches have pretty much tried to demonize anything about Illuminati, secret societies, anything like that. That there alone should let you know that you probably should have been looking at some of this information. Because if the church is against it, if the Catholic Church is against it, the Christian Church is against it, that probably means that it's probably something that's yours that they've been trying to hide this whole time. But you've been too scared to, get out of that Christian paradigm. Still stuck in that Catholic Christian paradigm. still stuck in that Constantine Christian paradigm where they don't have to prove anything. They can just make accusations and you'll run with it. You won't think for yourself. You won't open your mind to think that, hey, maybe there is a whole new world underneath the surface. Maybe there's a whole new world underneath the surface that we see. Let's check this out. Page 43, chapter 4, the lost measures. They're quoting Bibles. They're quoting Bible, stories. They're quoting people that, they're mentioned in the Bible. They're quoting Enoch. Does it sound, this is more Bible than you're going to get from the church. Church is going to give you a couple of verses and a 2-hour sermon telling you some jokes. But when I go into these books, they're into the scriptures. They're going in there, they're making, they're going to precepts. They're into bringing information together. Unlike what the churches have been doing. It says, for he looketh to the ends of the earth, and seeth under the whole heaven, to make the weight for the winds, and he weigheth the waters by measure. When he made a degree for the rain, and a way for the lightning of the thunder, then did he see it, and declare it. He prepared it, yea, and searched it out. Now, this is an important part right here, too. Check this out. In the book of Enoch, it is written, the chosen ones shall begin to dwell among the chosen. And these are the measures. The measures shall reveal all the secrets in the depths of the earth, and those which were lost in the deserts. Look at that. The chosen one shall begin to dwell among the chosen. That's why it's important to know who the chosen ones are. But then there's going to be a chosen within the chosen. Just like the 144,000 that comes from the chosen. The prophets come from the chosen. The teachers come from the chosen. So not all the chosen are allowed to do these certain things, but there's going to be a certain group that's going to be called from within the chosen people. And these are the measures. The measures shall reveal all the secrets in the depths of the earth. So this is letting you know that there are secrets that are contained in the depths of the earth. But you see, the other nations have gone out of their way to keep this information from you. They want you to think that what you see here on the surface is all there is. Even though they've had contact with the ones that are from the subterranean levels. But those are all considered top secret information that you are not privy to. And what do they always say? Oh, well, if they know about, this information that, about, it's going to scare them half to death. It's going to rock society. It's going to rock our religious institutions. Yes, because your religious institutions are nothing but a sham. And your society is nothing but a sham as well. So, of course, the truth is going to rock, the thoughts and the beliefs of the people. But you know what? It's gonna happen either way. It's gonna happen either way. They're gonna either be, they're gonna have their whole world rocked now or later. But trust me, it's gonna get rocked. That's just a given. Pulling up some information here I want to share with you. While it's loading, I'm going to share this again. I'm going to read this again. The chosen ones shall begin to dwell among the chosen. And these are the measures. The measure shall reveal all the secrets in the depths of the earth, and those which were lost in the deserts. Brother Jerome Johnson. Oh, sorry, brother. Brother Jerome has been sending me some information, sent it for the nation. And I wanted to share a little bit with you, okay? It's coming from The Hollow Earth. It's a book called The Hollow Earth, okay? and it's by Raymond Bernard. Okay, and it's what we'll probably do is do a live. Maybe we can share some of this information off of the live as well. Is this the greatest discovery in history? And so the book's called The Hollow Earth, and he's got quite a few pictures of some really important information. And it was one part here says it was only after the Hiroshima atomic explosion that these Atlantean aircraft, okay, rose to the surface for the first time and were known as flying saucers. As we have pointed out previously, they came as an act of self-defense to prevent radioactive pollution of the air they receive from the outside. Now, what do you think is going on right now? They keep on talking about we're gonna launch these nukes, we're gonna do this, we're gonna do that, we're gonna you think that they're just gonna allow that? You think that these technologically superior beings that dwell here on the earth are just gonna allow them to just drop nukes and do whatever they want? Of course they're not gonna do that. You know what I'm saying? And there's another part he has here from The Hollow Earth. It says that the governments of more than one nation know this to be a fact. Hold on, let me read. Okay. That a concerted effort is being made to learn all about them and to explore their native land. That the facts already known are considered so important that they are the world's top secret. That the danger is so great that to offer public proof is to risk widespread panic. Okay? That public knowledge would bring public demand for action, which would topple governments, both helpless and unwilling to comply. That the inherent nature of the flying saucers and their origination area in the Earth's hollow interior reach through the polar openings is completely disruptive to political and economic status quo. It says, as against the theory that flying saucers were made by an existing government. They always want to make it sound like the government's the one that came up with this stuff. Palmer says, flying saucers have been with humanity for centuries, if not thousands of years. Their antiquity, he says, eliminates contemporary Earth governments as the originators of the mysterious phenomenon. I said this. So this is just letting you know that this technology has been here for a very long time, way before these new governments have been propped up. And that, when they dropped those bombs, America dropped those bombs on Japan, that got the attention of the subterranean world. And that's when all of this information, all their flying saucers, their spacecraft started popping up. But as you can tell, they've been hiding this information. It's been written in our scriptures. The contact, that we've had with the subterranean people, the knowledge of them, all those are things that we've known. But they've gone out of their way to hide that from us. Hide that from Most High's chosen people. Because we were going to be an integral part of this awakening here at the end. Thank you, Brother Jerome, for sharing this information. We're going to just definitely use more of it, because he sent me some stuff talking about them being brown people that are populating the subterranean world. And they've been trying to hide all this information. That's all that they've been doing, is just hiding information all the time. Excuse me, sorry. So let's continue. Astrologers, numerologists, as well as mathematicians have long been aware of the significance of numbers and the importance of their right interpretation. They speak of mysteries which man, in his three-dimensional state, can only faintly comprehend. However, it is also true that man has reached a stage in his evolution when he must begin to learn of other dimensions. For soon he will take a great step forward and receive gifts from the Creator, which he must know how to use. One of these gifts is knowledge regained. That's where we're at right now. As you can see, the other nations are not about you getting any knowledge. They're not about you getting any knowledge regained. And it's mainly the ones that had it before, because this is about knowledge regained, not new knowledge that you never had before. So it's got to be a knowledge that's returning to the ones that had it before. Now you see why you weren't allowed to read, because they know that you're going to regain the knowledge that you had before. Now you know why they keep you busy with everything except a book, because they know that us regaining our knowledge is all part of prophecy. It's already been written, and there's nothing they can do about it. But all they can try to do is slow you down. And that's what they're trying to do with these events that are going on over in Europe and these different countries. They want to make it sound like, that's prophecy. You don't need to read no book. You don't need to worry about that. My priests, and my pastors will break down the Bible for you. Don't worry about it. We got it. Hell no, you can't read it and break it down yourself. You're just going to get yourself confused. Let us handle that. Look, just get ready to be, swept up out of here. You're going to be raptured up out of here soon enough. Don't worry about it. Okay? See, one of these gifts is knowledge regained. This is why you need to tie yourself to the true chosen people, because they're the ones that are going to be getting this knowledge once again. They're the ones that are going to be chosen. The chosen people within the chosen group are going to be the ones that are going to get this knowledge once again. At the time of the last cataclysm, man lost much of the ancient wisdom because he had abused it, using it for his own gain to the detriment of his fellow man. Is that not what the Gentiles have done? Just listen to their videos. Listen to what they say. See, for them, they want to, everything is about them coming out on the other side of this destruction and starting everything over again, starting the system over again with them on top. If they're the ones that are going to be starting off on top, that means there has to be other people at the bottom. Right? That's what they've already set up. Let's look at that again. At the time of the last cataclysm, man lost much of the ancient wisdom because he had abused it, using it for his own gain to the detriment of his fellow man. That's exactly what the Gentiles have done. Psalms 83. You got your opportunity to get our resources, and you used it for your gain and the detriment of the Israelites and anyone else on the lower that you saw on a lower level. Anyone you saw beneath you, you used, whatever you gained as a detriment to them, to the poor, to the needy, to the widows, to the children. You've done nothing but destroy. You haven't just destroyed the Israelites, you destroyed the poor as well, the destitute. You cared about no one but yourselves. It says he had lost his love for his brother and had turned his thoughts inwardly to self. That is exactly why the Most High is taking you down. Because this is your society, this is what you've done, and this is what they have been watching you do and observing you this whole time. So to think that you're going to get raptured away and go to heaven, that's your prize, shows you how backwards you are, shows you how irrational you are. And for the ones who think they're going to bug out and they're going to be the ones that are going to make it through everything while everyone else is in the cities killing each other, but you're going to be good in your bug out places and your bug out locations, and that when everyone else is done killing themselves, you're going to emerge and start the system all over again. Most High is not going to allow that to happen. You've had your opportunity. He's seen enough. Okay? Again, he had lost his love for his brother and had turned his thoughts inwardly to self. With a return of the Christ, who is love, to the planet in the near future, man will once more be in possession of the knowledge which has existed since the beginning. Knowledge which the Illuminati have safely kept, for the time that is coming, when mankind will be ready to receive the gifts of spirit. We had to be prepared to receive these gifts of the Spirit at the end. We had to be prepared by breaking away from the other nations, breaking away from their religious teachings, breaking away from, them telling you what you can and can't read, learning to love, our neighbor, our brothers again, being open to receive the gifts of the Spirit, being able to receive knowledge of the Spirit. It says 2 systems of measures were employed at the time of Atlantis. While this harmony existed on the planet and in man, the male-female principles were balanced. The measures represented the two in one, the father-mother, and it is likely that the ones which were lost to man later were those which belonged to the mother goddess. Occult teachings relate that in the last days of Atlantis, man lent too heavily, on his feminine, intuitive, mystical nature while neglecting his masculine, active, and creative side. Practicing black magic, the priests held the people in a grip of fear. Do you not see that right now? Do you not see the priests are holding the people in a grip of fear? Again, practicing black magic, the priests held the people in a grip of fear. That's what you see. Anytime you look at these videos, look at the news, look at what's going on right now. They're using magic to hold people in fear. Everything is about fear. Don't read that. Don't read this. Don't look there. Don't look at this information. Don't look that. Oh my goodness, there's going to be a nuclear attack. There's going to be, Putin's in his bunker. Oh, Biden's crazy. He's going to do this. He's going to do. Everything is fear, fear, fear. And that's all like, putting, curses on you, putting spells on you. They're doing all that right now. Occultism in its darker forms, superstition, effeminacy, and all the negative qualities of the feminine principle tipped the scales. In the golden age, the goddess had represented all that is best of the lunar principles: fruitfulness, compassion, intuition, and imagination. Balanced and in equal partnership, the male and the female were truly wed. The 2 systems of measurements have been given back to man. Indeed, the lost measures have been hinted at in the Bible. Both the Old and New Testaments contain within their pages secrets which may be uncovered by those with eyes to see. But first, the measures. Okay, the British foot and the British inch are the basis for the measures, which have been retained throughout these past 12,000 years since Atlantis sank, which shall call the British foot the foot of the solar lord. The lost foot was the foot of the goddess, the lord of the flame. I gave a detailed account of how I discovered the measures. I believe they are as follows, and we'll look at that later on. Okay? We'll look at that later on. But like I said, just showing you. Book of Enoch, talking about these measures, talking about these, this information down in the depths of the earth. Now you see why a lot of our books and information aren't necessarily at the Vatican. A lot of them are still hidden in all these different places, in these different libraries, underground, subterranean areas, under mountains, things like that, because in order to keep them away from the hands of our enemies. But talking about how at the end, we're going to get this knowledge back. We're going to get this understanding back. And then when that happens, that's all part of prophecy. And as you can tell, the other nations, learning anything about, any information is not about prophecy for them. Anything about you getting more knowledge and understanding has nothing to do with prophecy according to them. But we know in the scriptures it talks about that. How we're going to get everything back. So like I said, that's why the Bible is important. It gives you this basic understanding. You're going to understand that, there's these prophecies that need to happen. We're going to get this information, but the other nations are going to be trying their best to make it seem like, oh yeah, your knowledge, oh, that the Bible is yours. That's all you need to know. Oh, that you're the Israelites. Okay, yes, they're trying to control this awakening, but this awakening will not be controlled because it's all about the Most High. That's why you're seeing now this information coming out about the subterranean world and all this information, and we got a whole lot more coming. All praises. Okay, thank the Most High for showing us this information, having our eyes open to be able to see it, and then you can also see who these people are that are around us as well. They're being exposed also. We are much more than just the Most High's chosen people. There's a whole lot more to us than the 66 books that they've approved for us. Talking about these different dimensions, these spiritual understanding. There's so much more than what we have been exposed to. And the Most High is working because now it's time for us to get this knowledge and understanding once again. All praise is to Most High Yahweh. Acknowledgement to the earthly mother. Who is wisdom? Who is the Holy Spirit? Acknowledgement to Yahweh Shai. Shalom.